Halo MCC has been in development for quite some time now, but now we have exclusive details from reliable sources that talk about details of what exactly happened here and what its future actually could look like. So we got some optimistic news here, some heartbreaking details about what happened behind the scenes. So guys, be sure to smash that like button blue if you enjoy the content. Rewinding the clock here for a moment, 2014 was a disaster, right? MCC launched completely broken, the servers barely worked, and it was perhaps one of gaming's fattest L moments. The game remained pretty rough, in a rough state for several years after, but they did explain in detail about 3 years after the launch that this was sort of them priming up to clean up a relaunch for the Xbox Series X, and very soon after, a PC port. So in January 2018, they started fixing the game properly. Pure Hints would lead the game, help with the Halo Insider program, and honestly, at the end of the day, I would say MCC is 343's strongest, if maybe their only big W comeback stories, right? They've definitely made a lot of mistakes, but MCC is one that they definitely have seen through to fix, right? Well, we have a YouTuber, someone that I've been following actually for quite some time, Rebs Gaming, which has a reliable source, so you can take this with a grain of salt. I think it all lines up, and it's not saying anything that crazy, but basically 343 ended seasons shortly before Halo Infinite's release. We know that to be true, but the reason is because the game wasn't quite making enough money, and I gotta give 343 credit here because they had an opportunity to keep the game going, but with doing it perhaps the wrong way. So let me explain. The last update for this game we know of was July 2023. Things went completely silent after that, except for this image, which seems to clearly confirm that Halo MCC's life cycle has come to an end, at least momentarily, at least indefinitely, right? Microsoft sensed a economic recession, which was pretty clear as of day. You know, we saw that in January 2023 when they announced that they were letting go up to 10,000 people, and this would include people working on Halo Infinite. I mean, it was disastrous, right? And this could actually still be part of the problem why Halo Infinite has ended seasons themselves and have started moving into Halo 7 because they cannot support this live service game and it's time to move on, right? And I totally forgot to mention that, like, back in December, 343 talked about this themselves, like, microtransactions are not selling good in Halo Infinite. What does that mean? Right after that, they ended seasons, like literally within a month or two of saying that. Well, Spartan points, if you guys remember that, you can actually earn these things called Spartan points in MCC at the moment, but the only way you can earn them is by playing the game and progressing through your rank. Well, here is the problem. I find this lore fascinating. They actually almost turned these into purchasable microtransactions so you can quickly buy cosmetics. Now, at the time, this went semi-viral, at least in the Halo community. Everyone was screaming, don't do it. This is a bad idea. I can't believe they're doing this to MCC. It's so pure. It's so beautiful the way it is. Please don't touch it. Well, you know, they decided to not do that and actually listen to the feedback from us, the Halo community. And if the game can't make money and it's not making enough on the sales alone, this seemed like it really fast-tracked the ending of development, according to Rebs Gaming and their source, right? Now, this brings up a very uncomfortable dilemma. Should there be microtransactions in Halo if that's the only way that this franchise or games can continue? I mean, we literally, and this is the raw reality of it, had two different Halo games or set of games, MCC and Halo Infinite, both end within 7 months because no one's buying the microtransactions. Now, you're totally welcome to put your own comments and thoughts down in the comment section, but we will talk about this in the video in just a moment here. No one at 343 was happy about this decision because they all loved MCC. I have to imagine this is totally true. Like, no one wanted to leave this game behind, and that this was purely a Microsoft decision, just looking at the monetization, looking at like the income for this game. It just was not making sense on paper. And to be honest, I mean, this game has kind of come to a completion. Even though I would love for there to be more MCC content, they really did go far beyond what I expected them to do back in 2014. If I had only known that they were going to not only fix the games, but add more to it, I would have really loved to see Halo 5, and we can talk about that in a moment. But they added modding tools, so theoretically, you can, actually not even theoretically, people have done it. You can make your own Halo 3 and your own Halo Reach custom campaigns with your own cutscenes, characters, stories, weapons, vehicles, scripts, and so on. All the tools from Bungie pretty much are there and available right now on Steam. You can make your own Halo games, and people are doing that, right? So reviving the game, according to the sources, later down the road wasn't taken off the table. In fact, there was an update to Halo MCC's mod uploader tool as recent as last month on February 15th, 2024. So it seems like there might actually be a skeleton crew still maintaining the game, making sure all the bells and whistles are still there and working, and just keeping the game functional, but not really developing any new content at the moment. But this makes sense because, you know, Microsoft saw that there was an economic recession coming. I seriously do disagree with them buying a bunch of companies and then, you know, firing half of them, right? I think that's just nonsense, corporate nonsense, right? I wish that Microsoft would use some of those billions to revive their own franchises like Gears of War and Halo and, you know, those first party IPs that made Xbox what it is, right? We had a scare a little bit ago, like a couple weeks ago, that Microsoft was going to put MCC and Halo Infinite and all these other Halo games onto PlayStation 5 and make it non-exclusive. And the thing is that I don't even have an Xbox Series X. I'm not ashamed to admit that. There's no reason to buy one. The PS5 has wonderful exclusives, and I got a PC. So yeah, I'm going to keep using my PC to play all the Halo games as long as they release it on here, because I don't know what the logic was, but I really don't see the strength in the Xbox ecosystem. I guess they're so addicted to this Xbox Game Pass and PC money that they don't realize how much they are missing out on console sales. I mean, certainly they kind of know, right? But look, I have no reason to buy either, honestly. I just buy the games I want to play and play them. So anyways, it would be great to see Halo 5 added to the MCC, maybe even Infinite if it is fixed. I don't know how that would all work, but if microtransactions are the only practical way to keep MCC running, and it was just a cosmetic only thing, then I guess I would probably be open to it. I just want Halo to get the love that it deserves, and it's kind of pathetic if we really have to have this conversation, honestly, about like, okay, fine, keep microtransactions. I mean, has Halo really gone that down in a terrible spiral where we need to be like nickel and dimed just to keep the project alive? Like, to me, that screams some kind of larger problem, like leadership or direction or narrative issue. At the end of the day, thank you 343 for making up for your mistake. I know a lot of the people that screwed up in the first place have left the studio, at least the leadership. A lot of the people that have fixed the game now probably were not even there. According to Rebs, they were contractors, right, that were not even there in the beginning of the time, right, back in 2014 that made the mess. So it was like new people cleaning up the mess, but still, I applaud 343 for coming full circle and fixing this, and thanks to Rebs Gaming for this exclusive report. Really do appreciate the update on what's going on here behind the scenes, and hopefully we can get some brand new content, if not by 343, but by the community, and I'm excited for MCC's future despite all this, because the game is very strong, honestly. At this point, it is a very strong buy. So I'll catch you guys in the next one soon. You take it easy.